We're on Daf Dalet Amud Bet, 2 lines from the bottom. Amar Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, אף על פי שקרא אדם קריאת שמע בבית כנסת, מצווה לקרותו על מיטתו. So, although a person already read קריאת שמע in shul, there's still a mitzvah, a special mitzvah, to repeat קריאת שמע before he goes to sleep. Okay?
Isn't it a different format anyway?
No, there's a mitzvah.
No, I'm talking about the Kriyat Shema itself.
No, there's the same thing. Of course, we add different.
Wording is different.
No, the wording is the same. Kriyat Shema itself is the same. We add Berachot before, Mizmorim after, but the Kriyat Shema, we have to read this, repeat Kriyat Shema again before we go to sleep. Let's sleep. Amar Bi Yossi, Maika, what's the source of this mitzvah? Gemara says, Regizu v'al tichetau, imu b'lochem al mishkevchem v'dom musela. So it says, Regizu v'al tichetau. Later on the Gemara will explain what is Regizu v'al tichetau, but now let's jump to the second part of this pasuk. Imru b'lvavchem, you should say in your heart. And what do we say what do we say? What is written? Where is it written that it should be on your heart? Kriyat Shema al levavecha. So Imru b'lvavchem. The pasuk, the passage that talks about levavecha, al miskavchem. Say it before you go to sleep. Don't musela before you sleep. Don't musela like mama, like not to. And then of course we don't talk, we don't eat. That basically that's halacha. The Rama says after reading Kriyat Shema, one is not allowed to eat, not to drink. So finish. He says Kriyat Shema, and then he goes to sleep. So from here we learn that we should read Kriyat Shema once again before we go to sleep. Gemara says, but Amar Nachman im tim chachamu. What?
Not a good idea to make people do that, because that's why I stopped saying Kriyat Shema at night, because I always had to drink in the middle.
So therefore, Arabadya says that Yavad one can drink. Try not to, but if you need to drink, you can drink. Okay. Amar Nachman im tim chachamu ein tzarich. If he's a Torah sage, if he's a person that is learning Torah, and before he goes to sleep, he's reviewing his Torah, let's say he learned today Daf Hey, Daf Dalet, he's reviewing the page. So in that case, he doesn't need to read Kriyat Shema, because the point of reading Kriyat Shema, the whole idea of reading Kriyat Shema is because we want people to sleep while they're engaged and occupied with Torah. And if he's already learning Torah, there's no need to read Kriyat Shema. So Rav Nachman is really arguing with Rav Yossi. There's an argument between Rav Nachman and Rav Yossi. Rav Yossi doesn't differentiate. Right, Rabbi Yossi says, you have to read Kriyat Shema. It doesn't matter if you're Tem Chacham or not Tem Chacham. Rabbi Nachman says, no. Only if he's Tem Chacham, he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to repeat Kriyat Shema. He doesn't need to repeat Kriyat Shema. Amar Abaye, af Tem Dechamim, מבעל למה, אחת פסוקה דרחמי, וגור בידך וקדוחי, פדית אותי השם אל אמת. Abaye says, one still needs to say at least one pasuk that mentions some mercy or compassion or that Hashem is a merciful king. So the Gemara gives example. What's the example? It doesn't have to be this pasuk, but it can be any pasuk. But Gemara says Kegon, for example, be'adchav kiduchi, padida oti Hashem el emet. What is padida oti Hashem el emet? So the meaning is that Hashem would redeem me. Hashem will save me from trouble, from problems, mitzara. Okay, so we are asking from Hashem something. So this verses, padeh, like to redeem. Yeah. So, for example of this pasuk, of that nature, any pasuk that's similar to this pasuk, one can say before Kriyat Shema. That's going to Abaye. As we know, the halakha is we all say Kriyat Shema, especially because the Kabbalah says that it's very important to read Kriyat Shema before we go to sleep. Besides protecting us from the demons, there's many reasons based on Kabbalah. That's Shulchan Aruch. But Shulchan Aruch doesn't differentiate. If Tem Chacham or not Tem Chacham, it doesn't say anything about it. It says one needs to read Kriyat Shema before he goes to sleep. Amar Rabbi Levi bar Chama, Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish. So since we mentioned the pasuk before, Regizu v'al tichetau, the Gemara now wants to explain what does it mean, Regizu v'al tichetau. The Gemara says, Le'olam yargiz adam yetzerato v'letzara. A person should always start and annoy, so to speak, the yetzeratov, meaning to wage war against the yetzara. Meaning take the yetzeratov that you have and use it against the yetzara. Right? If somebody, for instance, it's difficult for him to wake up in the morning for shacharit or to learn Torah, you should tell the Yetzer Tov, what am I doing? What's going to happen? If I'm not going to wake today, what's going to happen tomorrow? I need to be consistent. Start to convince yourself by using the Yetzer Tov in order to wage war against the Yetzer. That's the meaning of Regizu v'al tichetau. Make him angry. What is Regizu?
Shake.
Oh, Regizu to shake, but to make him angry. Nitregiz in Hebrew. be angry, get angry. To rigezu, make him angry, and by that, al tichetao, then you will not commit a sin, because you're making so to speak, you're making the Yetzer Hara angry. Im nitzcho mutav. V'imna v'asok b'Torah. If he win the Yetzer Tov, the Yetzer Hara, then it's wonderful, good. If he didn't, then the second solution is Yasok b'Torah. He needs to learn Torah. And by learning Torah, or Sheba machzera lemutav. By learning Torah, one can defeat the Yetzer Hara. And how do we know that?
How come it's plural?
What?
Rigzu.
Rigizu.
How come it's plural?
Everyone should rigzu. Everyone should make him angry.
Oh, it's all the people.
Yeah.
It's not all
Yeah.
the Yetzer Hara.
Correct. People Yasok b'Torah. Shnei imru b'lvavchem.
People have more than one Yetzer Hara.
One needs to defeat Yetzer Hara. The second option is by learning Torah. Shnei imru b'lvavchem. What is imru b'lvavchem? Imru b'lvavchem, you should keep it in your heart. You should place it on your heart. That's Torah. Right? The Torah needs to be on your heart. If he defeated his Yetzer Hara by learning Torah, wonderful, it's good. If not, the third solution is to read Kriyat Shema, as the Pasuk, the continuation. The Pasuk is Al Mishkavchem, when you go to sleep. It implies that one needs to say Kriyat Shema before he goes to sleep, and that's one of the ways to defeat the Yetzer Hara. If all those things that we mentioned.
If you've defeated the Yetzer Hara?
We'll talk about it later. You feel it. You feel it. If he defeated Yetzer Hara by reading Kriyat Shema, then wonderful. If not, he should have in mind that the day of death, the day that people are going to pass away after 120, so in that case, he will know, there's a day that I need to give my din v'cheshbon. All the, I need to in heaven. I need to mention. They're going to see all the sins, so they're going to see what I did, and I need to really give all this report to Hishbachon in the heavenly court. So that perhaps will help him not commit the sin that he has in mind. Okay, Debbie, answering your question, the sin that he has in mind. The Gemara says, Amar Rabbi Levi bar Chama.
What a specific sin that
correct. Each one is Levi Odeh Amar Nafsho. Each person has his own feelings about the Yetzer Hara. Yeah. Amar Rabbi Levi bar Chama, Amar Shimon Lakish. My dichtiv. So since we mentioned Rabbi Levi bar Chama, so we bring another statement by the same rabbi. Amar Rabbi Levi bar Chama, Amar Rabbi Shimon Lakish. My dichtiv v'tina lecha et luchot ha'even Torah v'mitzvah shekatavti leorot ha'am. What is the meaning of this pasuk that Hashem gave us, the tablets, the stones, the Torah, the commandments, the Torah that is written, and the Torah that I am asking to teach others? Maluchot, it's referring to the Seder Dibot, 10 commandments, right? That was written on the Luchot. Torah is a mikra. Torah is referring to the scriptures, the Torah, the Chumash. There's a mitzvah to read Chumash once a week, 3 times a week. The mitzvah is a Mishnah. The mitzvah here is referring to the Mishnah. Why to the Mishnah? Because the Mishnah has a lot of mitzvot, right? So mitzvah is referring to the Mishnah. To Torah we don't find many mitzvot, but Mishnah is really gathering all the mitzvot, not just the Raita, but also the Rabbanan, everything. Asher katavti elu nevim ketuvim. It's referring to the Nevim Ketuvim. By the way, why don't we? 2 questions we have here is Nevim Ketuvim come before Mishnah. The second question is why don't we say that Torah is basically covering everything? Torah, Nevim Ketuvim, right? So the Mefashim explained that Torah we have to read once a week, at least on Shabbat. Nevim Ketuvim, there's no obligation. There's no obligation to read every day, every week. So that's why we have a separate word that teaches us about the Torah and Nevim Ketuvim. Anyway, this from this pasuk we learn, it implies that everything was given to Moshe Rabbeinu at Mount Sinai. Why? Because if there's only, as opposed to exclude what the Karaites are saying, that we got only the Torah, the written Torah, there's no oral Torah. If there's no oral Torah, so why is the Torah repeating heaven, a Torah, a mitzvah, shekatavti leorotam? It shows that there's more than one. There's more than one Torah. There's different things, different.
Torah, what did he need 40 days there for?
Oh, good. Awesome, right? Amar Yitzchak, kol hakoreh. אמר יצחק, כל הקורא קריאת שמע למיתתו, כאילו אוחז חרב של 2 פיות בידו, שנאמר, וחוממות אל בגרונה וחרב בפיות בידה. Gemara says if a person is reading Kriyat Shema before he goes to sleep, it's considered as he's holding a double-edged sword that is sharp from both sides, And that we learn from the pasuk. It says, it says that one is holding this sword. But the question is, my mashma, what's the question? How do you learn from this pasuk that is specifically talking about Kriyat Shema? Perhaps it's talking about learning Torah, Gemara, Mishnah. Who says that when a person is reading Kriyat Shema, it's considered as holding the sword? The Gemara says, I'll tell you how. Marzuta says, or some say it's Rav Asher, Meresha De'inyana. We learn it from the pasuk that's written prior to this pasuk, before this pasuk. What does it say? יעלזו חסידים חבוד, ירננו על משכבותם, וכתיב עטרה ורמות אל בגונם, וחרב בפיו בידם. So first it says, על משכבותם. So what is על משכבותם? We praise Hashem, we thank Hashem when we go to sleep. And then, as soon as we finish the pasuk, you have חרב בפיו בידם, talks about the sword. So we have this link, kind of Shava, that the first pasuk is talking about Kriyat Shema, and as soon as we finish it, we talk about the sword. That means that when one is reading Kriyat Shema, one is holding this sword, and you have the spiritual protection from Hashem. And of course, not holding a physical sword, but this is a very spiritual sword that will protect him during the night. You have good dreams and so on. The Gemara says, "Amar Yitzchak, kol hakoreh Kriyat Shema mitato, mezikim b'dilei imenu." The Gemara says, whoever is reading Kriyat Shema before he goes to sleep, the demons keep away from him. They cannot control him. They cannot harm him. שנאמר, ובני רשף יגביאו עוף, ואין עוף אלא תורה, שנאמר, התעיף עיניך בו ואיננו, ואין רשף אלא מזיקין, שנאמר, מזי רעב ולחומי רשף וכתב מרי. So Gemara says that we learn it from the pasuk. We learn that the demons keep away from him, because it says, ובני רשף יגביאו עוף. What is uf? Uf is Torah. Uf, the word uf is referring to Torah. What's the connection between uf and Torah? The Gemara says that התעיף עיניך בו ואיננו. If a person stops learning Torah, once again, if a person stops learning Torah, then he will forget his Torah. Oof, it will disappear. It will fly away. How do you say? They will disappear, right? So that's Torah. One day you stop learning Torah, you start to forget Torah. That's why it's very important to learn Torah every day. Okay, so what is Bnei Reshef? The Gemara says, "Ve'en Reshef ela mazikin." Reshef is referring to demons. Shneimar, "Mezeh ra'av l'chomei Reshef ketev miri." So when Am Yisrael are not listening to Hashem, they get punished by famine. And Reshef Ketemimiri. So it's written about this Bnei Mari. It's associated and written about all the punishments and the demons. So we know that it's something negative. Okay. So Bnei Reshef, it's kind of demons, and it says Bnei Reshef Yagbiu Uf, meaning who can control, who can override the Reshef, those demons. Uf. What is Uf? Torah. The Torah can control the Bnei Reshef. That's what we learn from this pasuk. The Gemara says, "Amar Bishom Lakish, Kol Haosek beTorah, Yisurim b'dilei imenu." Whoever is learning Torah, then the afflictions will keep away from him. Meaning, he will not suffer from afflictions, from disease or any illness. שנאמר, ובני רשף יקביעו עוף, ואין עוף אלא תורה שנאמר, התעיף עיניך בו ואיננו, ואין רשף אלא ייסורים, שנאמר מזי רעב ולחומי רשף. The same idea we mentioned before. It says Bnei Reshef is Bnei Uf is Torah. As we said, Atayif Enecha Bo Venenu. Once you stop learning Torah, you forget the Torah. So it says Atayif Enecha. Okay, meaning you remove your eyes from the Torah. And then Reshef is afflictions, Isurim Shenemar Mazer Ev Lechumei Reshef. Because it says over there, Reshakish understands slightly different than Rabbi Yitzchak. He says it's not referring to demons, but it's referring to Isurim, because famine that's written before, and Ketem Meri is also kind of it's also kind of mazikin, demons. So he understands that Bnei Reshef it's more about afflictions, and therefore he says whoever is learning Torah, there's no afflictions, no harm will happen to him. And many people say, hey, there's many people learning Torah and still they're suffering. There's many answers. One of the answers is that just imagine if you wouldn't learn Torah. What does David HaMelech say? Lulei toratcha shashuai, az avadti be'oni. If not for learning Torah, then I will get lost. I would suffer. I couldn't live. The Torah is something that saves us, right? The Gemara says, let's learn a bit more. Let's learn a piece. Amar le Rabbi Yochanan, אפילו תינוקות של בית רבן יודעים אותו. So Rabbi Yochanan is asking a very basic question. Why do you need to bring this unknown pasuk that talks about Bnei Reshef when even babies, children in school, they know it from a different pasuk that we are we read it in the Torah itself. It's not from Mishlei. It's from Shemot. It says, "Vayomer im Shemot tishma b'kol Hashem Elokecha, ve'yashav be'enav ta'aseh, ve'zanta lemitzotav, ve'shama'at al kol chukav, kol ha'machava asher tzat b'mitzrayim, lo asim alecha ki ani Hashem ofecha." So it's very clear in the pasuk that says, if you listen to my voice, if you listen to my mitzvot, you observe my commandments, all the sickness that I put upon the Egyptians, I will not put upon you. Ki ani Hashem ofecha, because I'm your healer. I'm your doctor. Meaning, I'm not going to put it on you, but even if something happens to you, I will cover you. I will help you. I'm your doctor. Yeah. Gemara says, "Ela kol she'ifshar lo la'asuk b'Torah ve'eno osek." הקדוש ברוך הוא מביא עליו ייסורים מכוערים ועוכרים אותו. שנאמר, נעלמתי דומיה, החשתי ויטוב וחייבי נעקר. ואין טוב אל התורה שנאמר, כי לקח טוב נתתי לכם, תורתי אל תעזבו. So Gemara says, what's the answer? The answer is, from that pasuk we learn something else. What do we learn over there? Is kol she'ifshar lo la'asuk b'Torah. Whoever can learn Torah, has time to learn Torah, have the opportunity to learn Torah, but doesn't grab this opportunity, he doesn't want to learn Torah, then Hashem brings upon him repulsive afflictions. That's Yisurim Mechorim. Very difficult, very harsh. Mechorim v'ochrim oto. Meaning they really destroy him, they make him achira, it's like to destroy. It's destroying the person. Shneimar, ne'elamti dumiyah, echrashti mituv v'chefi ne'ekar. So if a person is ne'elamti dumiyah, if he's quiet, he's not learning Torah, he's not doing the right thing, he has time, instead of learning Torah, he does other stuff, other things. Chevi ne'ekar. In that case, he will have this pain that it's ne'ekar, that it's repulsive, it's difficult. And how do we know that this referring to Torah? Maybe it's referring to something else. Another pasuk says Tov. And Tov ela Torah. Tov is referring to Torah. שנאמר, כי לקח טוב נתתי לכם, תורתי אל תעזבו. There's a nice present that I gave you. It's Torah. Don't forsake the Torah. And if you forsake the Torah, then כאבי נאכל. Then the pasuk says that you will be, God forbid, there will be repulsive afflictions upon this person. So a person should grab any opportunity he has to learn Torah. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen ve'amen.